Alright guys, this is part 2 of my video review of the leaked draft of Transformers 3. Just leaked yesterday. I have already read it, and James has too. I'm sure many of you guys, many of our readers have also, and many of the fanboys on the internet. So, things I touched on in the first video, part 1, was just the big plot twist around page 40. That really is the plot. It literally takes like 40 pages for this thing to finally figure out where it's going. You can see, like around page 20, kind of what it's leading up to, but it literally takes 40 pages, which is probably 50 minutes in a film version of this. The second plot, there are like 3 or 4 plot twists, and 2 of them occur like in the last 10 minutes of the script. The second one, like I said, major spoil. I'm just sorry. I'm gonna spoil the whole entire thing because I have to talk about it. If you don't want to hear the spoilers, just be warned. But overall, I think I liked it. So they meet this strange scientist government guy outside of Hoover Dam, and Starscream destroyed Hoover Dam, and that was awesome. So yeah, they meet this scientist dude, and he seems a little weird. He seems, to Sam anyway, like he's very familiar. And this is back in 1982, whatever. I was thinking, that's Agent Simmons. That's so Agent Simmons. It turns out that that is Sam's grandfather, Herbert Witwicky. And he was an agent of Sector 7, something like that. He has much information on Archie Witwicky. He has tons of information on, since it is thought that Sam's great-grandfather found Megatron by mistake. Herb says, what if he didn't find him by mistake? And I was like, so awesome. So there is and I figured the plot in the third movie would revolve around this, another like piece of the Allspark, except it turns out this piece is a key to, like, the key to the Allspark. It's very complicated. You have to read it. I'm sorry, this does sound confusing. The third twist, and the second twist ends up being good. The third twist is, if I can even remember what the third twist was, just give me a second to remember that. First of all, I'll talk on the roles of the robots throughout the movie. Optimus has a huge role. I mean, in the second one, he was barely in there. Remember, he got killed off, so half of him wasn't even in there, or he wasn't even in there for half of it. So, since he had a limited role in the second one, I was pleased, can he have a big role in the third movie? He has a huge role. He has probably half screen time by himself, which was awesome. Bumblebee kind of has a reduced role in this. I was kind of disappointed in that, but he's still awesome. The enemies in this are only Megatron and Starscream. Starscream is awesome. He's not like he was in the second movie, where, he's coward and scared of Megatron, although he is at the end, which sucked. But throughout most of this, he's so awesome. He's awesome. But then he totally just, when Megatron finds out what he did, but he tries to kill Megatron, okay? He actually is successful, although they go back in time, so Megatron is still at Hoover Dam or Sector 7, whatever. He's still being contained, and so technically he's still alive. So then Megatron, comes back to life, and they meet Starscream and all that stuff, and he's mad at Starscream for replacing or putting the Allspark on Mars, and then Starscream kind of goes back and do how he was in the second movie. I was like, come on. But the fourth twist in this film was awesome. I mean, it's either the third or fourth. I can't remember if there were 3 or 4, but I'll just leave it at this. The yeah, the third twist, I think it was, how this was kind of geniusly thought of, and this is another reason why I don't think a fan thought of this. When they went back in time, Starscream putting the Allspark on Mars altered history, making Mars New Cybertron, since the Allspark is there. So, New Cybertron, and this is explained in the final minutes of the script. So, by the way, if I've told you guys this had massive spoilers, if you're still watching this and you haven't read the script, the whole movie, if this is official, is like spoiled. But, I also want to talk about the ending. I'm a little mixed on how it ended. It just, boom, it's ending. Kind of like that. The first two didn't have that. They weren't like that, but yes, so Mars is New Cybertron, but it kind of got destroyed by Decepticons. So Earth, there's a place on Earth that is like Cybertron City, or Autobot City, something like that. And they're now with the humans. But Optimus died. See, there's like two pasts in this, since Sam and the Autobots on their ship went back in time. Yet it's like there are two parts of history to the same time period. And the other part had Optimus dying, yet he's still alive in the. It's so in this. I know this sounds way confusing, but if you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. So it was cool that they had that, but it was a little confusing. Then, I mean, it had a good ending, but Optimus just says, like, we're gonna take, like, New Cybertron back or something like that. Then it says cut to black, and that's the end. It's okay. It's a good ending, but it's also kind of abrupt. If it had a little more, you know, stall pattern to it, I might have liked it more. But I still like the ending. The plot twists were great, and the final climax was good. I thought it could have been a little more epic, but the two robots battling were so awesome. This does not feel like Revenge of the Fallen. If you didn't like Revenge of the Fallen, you'll be glad, because this is much more like the first movie. I was almost expecting them to do the same climax they did in the first. That's how different Revenge of the Fallen is from this. For those of you wondering, it does leave room for a fourth movie. And there will be a fourth movie if this was the official draft, because that ending definitely leaves room for that. The way they had it, you know, page 120, how the Autobots were going to leave Earth forever, since technically they went back in time, and okay, just thought of something. Something happens where history is like altered again, and the Allspark never exists, because Starscream presses a button that deletes it, so they think the Allspark never existed. Sam is like, oh no, it's gone, but then he realizes it's gone. What happens in the future doesn't happen anymore, because the Allspark isn't here, and the Autobots don't need to be here anymore, so they prepare to leave. But then, you know, that whole thing happens with, they find out about Cybertron City and all that. I understand how this sounds very confusing to some of you who haven't read it, but to those of you who did read it, just post your comments, you know, and all that. I want to hear what you thought about it. Assuming that this is official, it was good. There wasn't a lot of action in this, and Bay said that he didn't want a lot of action, so I'm still thinking it's official, and most of how these things turn out to be false, fake drafts. But I really think this is official. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna have a part 3. It's gonna be the final part. So keep watching that, and I'll give you my final thoughts on it.